Okay, so we have a lot going on, a lot to share tonight. I have a prepared notepad with all the different links. I'm going to try to keep this chat box up so that we can communicate with everyone. So I love that you guys are saying hi as you log on. Feel free to let us know where you're from. Let us know if you are a guest or if you are already a business owner, any of those fun facts. I have a virtual shopping list that I thought would make everyone's life easier. So I think all of the things we're going to talk about are on here. So I'm going to share it there, and then I will share it on Facebook from my phone. So instead of just sharing a million different links, I figured that that would be easiest. All right, so our goal, I should say.
Ring light malfunction.
Sharing a million. I have to mute myself. Okay. That's always the fun part.
We're being played back?
No, it's just that we're on multiple things at once, Zoom and Facebook. Okay. We're good. Hi, Phyllis from New York. I see John. So I don't have my glasses on because they reflect the light. So then I can't really read. So we're in a no-win situation here, but
I can read it out to you.
You could be my assistant. Okay. So officially welcome. Thank you for joining us. If you're new, we just launched a series with Market America and shop.com that every other Wednesday, we're going to do sort of like our own, shopping network, if you will, live broadcast. And we're going to switch up the products featured, the topics, and of course the presenters. So I'm up on the rotation this week, and I thought it would be really fun to sort of talk about essential beauty items for moms, daughters, all different ages. But in the spirit of Mother's Day, I thought that this would be timely. So we're just gonna have fun. We have a plan of products that we want to feature, but it's anyone's guess what is going to be said. So having a teenager live, I hope it's a grand idea. Okay, so I figure how we can go about this, Reese, is maybe kind of walking through our day-to-day. So do you want to start with skincare? Do you want to start with makeup? Because I know usually in the morning you're like up and putting your face together. So should we start there?
Yeah, I usually roll out of bed as early as I can, before I fall back asleep on my face. So just to go wash my face and, do my skincare just before I fall on my face.
Before you get your day going. Oh, we have someone from Malaysia. Welcome. Yeah, so Reese will be 13 next week, going on 20. So she's at an age where she loves and listens to me most of the time, but not all of the time. So of course, I don't know if any of you can relate, but people of this age demographic are on social media, right? And so there's a lot of brands that are speaking to them all the time. And I remember being that age, and fun fact, my parents partnered with this company when I was in high school, actually. So I remember, being introduced to some of the products that we'll talk about tonight, actually. And also though, being that age, I remember wanting to try some brands that my friends tried, or that, people were talking about, or that was being marketed towards me. So I asked Reese if it was okay for us to sort of share a testimony on her skincare routine, because like most people that age, she'll go in ebbs and flows with her skin and breakouts and things like that. And we've tried lots of different skincare products because I want to respect her opinions and let her try the things that she wants to try. But I'm really excited that she's having great results with a specific skincare product that I thought that we should definitely let you all know what it's done for her. So do you want to be the Vanna White and share Vita Shield?
I don't know who that is.
Vanna White is, of course. Here we go. Here's the age difference. People on the broadcast get it. Okay, well, who from your age would be like showcasing product? Let's reference her. Let's learn something new.
Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, well, that's not of your age group, but
no one who's like,
well, yeah. Well, on social media, there is like influencers and whatnot.
That's true.
This is also going to be a learning curve for us all, right? Anyway, so we have talked recently about the importance of like, I know these kids are, you know, Reese is very active. She's athletic. She has track and field after school. She does theater. She's in dance a couple nights a week. She has a very active Girl Scout troop. And of course, in 7th grade, lots of homework. So having said all that, waking up in the morning sometimes is difficult, right? So, but the one conversation that we had is it's really important to wash your face in the morning and in the evening, right? So that's one thing that you've been really diligent about. And I will say that before we get into like this magic product that I love that she's seen great results with, the first product, and you can go in that digital list that I shared, but we've both been using a 3-piece skincare system from Lumiere de Vie. So there's a cleanser, toner, moisturizer. So I actually am just like opening new ones to share with you all. So I love the packaging. My background's in marketing and advertising, so I love the packaging. So like, who's someone on social media that you follow that highlights beauty products? I'm just trying to get with it. I'm trying to get with the times here. You don't have an answer? If it doesn't come automatically, then they're not that great of an influencer, I
mean,
guess.
there's just a lot of people. There's people that are sponsored. There's like just a lot of different creators that their whole point of having it is based on skincare and makeup.
That's
However,
true.
you can't really pinpoint specifically who it is because there's just a very big variety. And that's why it's so great to have social media when it comes to viewing opinions on products, because there's just so many different people and so many different opinions. Some of them are fake, some of them are not. So that's why
That's a great point.
I think it's a good thing that there's so many people who can all contribute into it, because you know everyone weighs each other out, and that way it's easier to like suss out which product is the best, which is why I like going around and trying other things, so I can kind of pinpoint the ingredients or the textures that just work best.
Well, you made a great point that sometimes with all of the noise, right, with a lot of people sharing a lot of different products, it's hard to know like what is real, right? Because some people aren't really authentically sharing the product because of a personal experience. They're more sharing it because they're being paid to or they're being sponsored to. And so a lot of us can buy into that, right? Of all ages. I'm just posting this 3-piece skincare system that we're talking about since some of you were asking. So, you know, what I love and appreciate about our company being a product brokerage company is that we're really focused on creme de la creme of everything. We have a whole team of people much smarter than I am that put together, you know, the formulas, the wish list of what type of results that we want the product to offer, and also ingredients. And I know that's one thing that you and I have talked a lot about, is that there's certain ingredients that you like. One thing that you've often asked about is hyaluronic acid, and you want to see that in products. We've also talked about salicylic acid. So we've talked about these different ingredients. And when she says that, I'm like, we have a product with that, right? And then I empower her to try those things. And I saw Vina's on, and Vina has coached us with some skincare also. So we both, you know, as a product broker, we actually have 4 different skincare systems, but the one that we're both using and loving at the moment, and this varies depending on the season of weather, you know, like we're in Pennsylvania, so we get all the seasons. Depending where you are, you may not change that much, but
yeah, every season per week.
Yeah, right now it feels like that. All right, so you always want to cleanse, tone, moisturize. So if a skincare routine is new to you and you're not doing very much, if you're doing like bar soap and that's it, and just or washing your face with whatever body wash you have in the shower. Some of you that may sound crazy too, but I'm a busy mom, and a lot of my clients are busy moms, working moms, and they don't always know, right? We get to an age in our life where then we almost feel silly asking, because it seems like we should know all these things by now, but it's overwhelming. So those are the minimum steps. You want to wash your face. I do it twice. I wash it once to remove all the makeup and the, you know, toxins and pollutants in the air that settle on your skin throughout the day. So even if you're not wearing makeup, you still want to wash your face to refresh your skin, right? So I wash it once to remove everything, wash it again to sort of treat your skin, for lack of a better term. So then with the toner, what you want to do is this will balance the pH. So if you find that you're having dry patches and oily patches, that's your alkaline versus the acidity of your skin. So a good toner will have a high quality ingredient list. Okay, it won't have alcohol in it, which is drying. So when I was Reese's age, one mistake that I made was using alcohol-based astringents. I know. And I had very oily, acne prone skin, and obviously it was making that worse. So I would wash my face incessantly. I would then dry it out with the alcohol-based astringents, and I would never moisturize because I thought, oh, well, I'm really oily. I don't need moisture, right? So,
Oh, can I add on?
yeah, so go ahead. So you tell your fun fact.
Yeah,
But you should. Everybody needs to moisturize.
yeah, this is a big thing because I know, at least for me, I've heard a lot of people online just repeat and repeat, like, use moisturizer, moisturizer is important, but no one really explains why it's important to use moisturizer. Some people just assume it's because you need to moisturize your skin, but your skin emits oils everywhere, like all of your arms, all of your skin, all of your body, just so it doesn't, you don't like dry out and just flake off, because you have to have something moisturizing your skin constantly. And we weren't built in with moisturizer, we were built in with oil. So everyone has natural oils that just emit from their skin and their arms everywhere. And same thing with your face. However, your face, I like to say it as if it's like your normal skin, if it was stretched. So your pores tend to be bigger, the skin is much more fragile.
We're getting a whole training over here.
Yeah, I should probably hurry up, but
no, you're good. You're good.
so point being, the oils that emit from your normal skin emit on your face too. But since again, your skin is more stretched on your, not actually stretched, but as a diagram, it's more like stressed and whatever. So all of the oil that comes out, it goes in through your pores, which is why it's so important to wash your face to wash the oils off. But then again, the oils are needed to moisturize your skin. Now that's where moisturizer comes in. Moisturizer is really, really, really important, because instead of the oils that clog your pores, it's moisturizing, and it works on what the oils do without clogging your pores if you're using the right moisturizer. So that's why it's important.
Dang, girl, I never even heard her say all that, and she didn't learn all that from me because I've never even heard it put that way before. But I love that. And I think, the main point is for people that maybe are struggling with oilier skin is, if your skin is lacking moisture, it's going to produce more oil, right? To compensate for that lack of moisture. So like you're saying, we all have it. It's good. It's healthy for your skin. We want that natural sebum or oil in our skin, but we want it to be balanced. So finding a high quality skincare system that works for you is really important. We do have a custom skin quiz, I should note. So if someone wants to put that in the chat, that'd be awesome. I know Vina's on and a couple other people. I don't have that link handy, but you can access it. You can even just type it in the search bar on shop.com or Motives Cosmetics, wherever you're shopping. But so if you want to do that quick little quiz, it's going to give you a custom regimen. But honestly, I love the Lumiere de Vie system because it's great for everybody. It's great for sensitive skin and different ages, as we're seeing. All right, so get at it. What's your magic product? So, okay, so we talked about, I'm respecting where she's at in her life and she wants to try these different products. And I'm like, okay, let's try those. But we weren't seeing a big difference in the clarity of her skin and a lot of the things that she was using. And we've used this product before, and then I guess we ran out of it and we just weren't thinking about it. And then we went back to it, and I was looking at her skin, I don't know, a week or two later. And I was like, that's pretty miraculous how well your skin's responded to this product. So you want to share? Going back to the Vanna White splash, she doesn't know who that is.
I thought you said Van of White for a minute.
Well, Vanna, yeah.
Vanna White. Okay. But so mom's always talking about using all these different products in the business, and obviously they work miracles for so many people. But at least for me, I feel like they have plenty of stuff for all ages and all different things. And that's why I didn't use that much of like the normal skincare that my mom has, other than the volcanic mask. Love that. We'll come back to that later though. It was funny because I had done research on all of my like acids, not actual acid, but like, ingredients in skincare. And I had looked into all these different ingredients, and I had never heard of this specific one somewhere, which we will get to it. But I thought I want to find something with salicylic acid, hyaluronic acid, something like that, because I knew that was bound to help. And that's why it's so crazy to me that this product ended up working, because it contains vitamin C and other vitamins.
So that
Triple.
the acids that she's referencing are in some of the LDV cleanser toner, and then the vitamin C is in the serum.
The triple C serum. I love this. And it's crazy because again, I did not expect this to work at all. And I almost didn't even let her like give it to me. But she was like, please, it's gonna be good. And however miraculous it is, it did in fact work. And it's really great. It's very lightweight, and I feel like Dr. Susan.
Yeah, so I just put the link in Zoom. I'm gonna put it on Facebook. So one thing I love about our products and our company is that they do put everything online. So if you click on that link, all the ingredients are listed, the science is listed there, but do you want to show them how to use it? So this does say, even on the packaging, it says VitaShield is the brand. So it's a vitamin intensive line, like Reese said. It's cellular repair therapy, and it has a liposome delivery system. So if you're not familiar with a liposome delivery system, that's important because you want the products to penetrate that top layer of your skin, right? The epidermis. So, and you need the product to get through the top layer of skin, because on this second layer of skin is where all the magic happens. That's where your hair follicles are and things like, and the collagen is structured there. So there we go, four vials. So you want to make sure that the products are getting to that layer. Many products don't, they're only working on the surface. And so again, you need that delivery system, which this serum has. So because of the potency of the vitamins, and you can have this, by the way, for all of your troubles for joining me tonight, because she told me at dinner that she was like almost out of it. So, if you're familiar with vitamin C, the air that, will change the color of it sometimes. And I guess you could say the efficacy of it. So this keeps it really nice and potent, having it in these 4 individual vials. And actually, when you get it, you want to there's like a button at the top, if you can see. You're probably better at this.
Can kind of
wrong eye, you got to put it behind it.
No, I'm doing this because the light's
so
bright.
The glare.
See it. But
we can see it all. You can see a better picture on
I'm trying really hard. But point being, there's like a cap. You can see the ridges. And can I press it down?
Yeah.
You press down on the cap, and it like pours all of this stuff out into it.
And then you want to shake it.
And I wanted to say something about the portions of it too, because I was worried that it was just gonna be like one little vial, and I was like, how am I supposed to, have it last this long? One package of it lasts about a month, if not more.
Yeah.
That's because each one of these lasts a week and really should only be used for a week. So
no, that's great tip. So once you shake it, then you put this on this other cap on top, so you can just throw that other one away, and then you just squeeze a couple drops. So with any high quality serum or treatment product, you'll notice that a little bit goes a long way. So you don't need a whole lot. And so what I love about this product is that it does help with free radical damage. It also is I thought you were putting it on now. You're putting it on your hand.
I got makeup on, but it goes all over, like it's the smallest amount. It's all over my hands. And I actually took this out. Be careful about this, because I made this mistake. If you get it, that is. When you get it.
Yes, when you get it.
When you get it, there's like a little, obviously there's a part where all of like the vitamins and stuff pour out into it, but that's just a hole in the lid. And the thing with that is sometimes when I mix it, all the product will go back up in it. And that's like a day's worth of product that I just mixed in. So keep that in mind.
That's a great tip. I don't think I ever thought about that. So that could be your use of that day when you're using it. So I actually just pulled the link up that I shared, and I wanted to quickly read the ingredients. So it's got grapeseed, which is a powerful antioxidant. So if you're familiar with some of our products and brands, you may know of OPC3, which is a really potent antioxidant, which has the pine bark, which is pycnogenol, the grapeseed, and the red wine, right? So those 3 things are power packed, like I said, antioxidants that help fight free radicals. There's also green tea in here. There's also ginkgo biloba. There's also vitamin C and vitamin E and hyaluronic acid. So I have experienced great results with this product. So it's really an incredible product. We've had it, quite some time. And I think that speaks volumes, because as a product broker and an internet marketing company, everything we do is based on science evolving and sales. And so if sales are great, it means the product's working and people are continuing to buy it, right? So we often, like, the only constant is change. We're always evolving with the times. We're getting new products, or we're upgrading products with better ingredients or more potent amounts of things. And so I just love that we've had this, because I think it's tried and true, and it's worked for so many people for so long. And so I wanted to give it a shout out, because it's probably not gotten a lot of love, because it's one of our brands that isn't as promoted on social media, but it's an incredible, incredible product. All right.
Hang on.
Oh, you have something more to say about the Vita Shield?
Actually, I've been reading the chat. So
look at you.
not only did someone ask about, so sorry, it's too far away, I cannot read the name, but shout out to you.
Catherine, the one that said, okay.
But she was asking if you're supposed to use it before or after. Now, with this serum and any serum, mom actually taught this to me.
Are you gonna give me credit? Thank you.
You're so welcome. You put on, or you kind of go in a sequence when it comes to skincare, with lightweight things to heavyweight things. So that's why moisturizer is always the last thing, because it's much more like a balm than most things. Like the serum is not watery or like oily, but it's like
More sheer.
Yeah.
The serum.
So you'd wash your face. Then I actually use hyaluronic acid serum. Can I touch base on that?
We don't know.
Okay.
Then you use a toner.
Yeah, then use
which some of them have hyaluronic acid,
which is pretty much water.
Cleanse,
right?
tone, treat, then do the triple serum.
Because the serum is like, it's really watery, right? So you wash your face with water, then you do the toner, which is basically water. Then you do the treatment that's a little bit thicker, and then you do the moisturizer that's really thick. So that goes with everything. And then the moisturizer is always last, because you want to seal it in. And to your point, go ahead. But also she did ask how or when to use it. I feel like we kind of touched base on when to use it during the whole thing, but
routine.
You squeeze it out of the little top, you put on your face. Pretty self-explanatory, but
you can use it twice a day. Maybe that's what she's asking, once or twice.
There's never something that, well, I shouldn't say never, but there's rarely something that you have to use in the day or the nighttime. There's stuff that's better for you if you use it in the nighttime or the daytime, but there's not really rules about it. There's some stuff, like if you do a chemical peel, it's not good to do it like right like in the morning, because that's
before you go out in the sun.
Yeah, because if you read the manual, then you kind of get the information that the acids in it are like really potent, so you can get like sunburn and stuff really easy.
So that's a great point, just saying read the manual. Like I say that to people all the time. When you open the product, like in the Vita Shield is this whole, but people don't read, right? So but everything is listed in here of how to use it. So I like that you mentioned that. And so if you are layering, we're just talking about that one serum tonight, because we have other things to share. But if you are using more than one serum, like Reese said, you kind of want to go in order of texture. So the lightweight, more sheer than the more creamier, thicker textures. Okay, but cleanse, tone, treat, moisturize. Okay, so in the morning, that's kind of what we do first, right? Like wake up, wash our face. Maybe we can talk about, before we get into the makeup, talk about our vitamins, because we drink our vitamins every morning. And so you may not think about vitamins being a go-to beauty product, but they are, because they're your skin's actually your largest organ, right? So, and your body detoxifies through your skin. So if we're healthy internally and our digestive health is on point, then we're going to notice that difference in our skin. So Reese was mentioning earlier, like when she keeps her amount of dairy in check and the amount of gluten that she's eating in check, she notices a direct correlation with the clarity of her skin. So when you're taking certain vitamins and supplements, that should help with your hair, skin, and nails as well, depending on the product and the ingredients, of course. So one that I mix us up every morning, we have a whole line of isotonics vitamins. And so the power of these is that it's a measured amount of powder and water. So going back to that brokerage concept, certain products that we need to have in a pill or a capsule, like a fish oil, we can't put that in an isotonic form. So we're going to take that in a capsule. But if we can, I like to take it in the powder form, because then you can get it in that right osmotic pressure, so that you're drinking it and your body's absorbing it. And it's in alignment with your blood, sweat, and tears, if you will, your body fluids, right? So you're going to get a much higher absorption of your vitamin than a pill or a capsule that you have to digest and break down. And some people don't. Some people's digestive systems are compromised and they're not even breaking those down, and they're not getting the vitamin itself. So without getting, like, I'm not, any kind of scientist or professional on this, but when I do skincare events or I'm talking with my clients about beauty from the inside out, I do just read the ingredients on the back, because you can see it as vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E, biotin, which we know a lot of people take for their hair, skin, nails. And fun fact, we have a gummy now, biotin gummy, that is great. Like for me, I have it on my desk for when I have a sweet tooth in the afternoon, I'll eat one. Do you want to read the rest of them?
Oh, no, I just wanted to show off that it is the beauty blend. The
Yes.
OTC beauty blend.
Minor details. I didn't even say. See, that's why it's good to have somebody with you doing this.
And it's pink.
So it's called Beauty Blend because it does help with your beauty. So it's got the biotin, it's got calcium, magnesium, potassium. It's got that OPC3 that we talked about, which is the pine bark, grapeseed, red wine, bilberry, and then hyaluronic acid, which we already talked about, is also externally in some products. So read the directions. It tells you how to measure it and take it. Another product I have in that virtual list, if you're looking, if you'd rather have it pre-measured out for you, this is a different formula. It's not Beauty Blend. It's called Women's Health. But when I travel, I like to take this. I also learned from Dr. Tamara that it's great to take at night and sort of replenish, right? Because we're burning through a lot of vitamins and nutrients throughout our day-to-day. So you might even take this in the morning, Women's Health in the evening, whatever suits your fancy. So that supports beauty. We both are very consistent with our isotonics and our supplementation.
Mm-hmm.
So then throughout our day, then maybe for me, it's like usually when I'm drinking my vitamins is when I'll put my makeup on. So we could talk all night just about different cosmetic products, but in the spirit of keeping it simple, there is an essentials collection, right? So that's our whole theme. You are essential. Do you have a preference of version 1 or 2? Volume 1, I should say.
I feel like a lot of people's favorite and my personal favorite is volume 2.
Yeah.
I really like volume.
Interesting, because we sell more of volume 1, but volume 2 is actually my preference as well. So why don't you show? So first of all, isn't the packaging beautiful? So it looks like a volume of books, and it's 3 palettes in one. So that first palette that Reese is showing are all eyeshadows, and there are a variety of colors, obviously, but also there's some matte. I think most of them are matte, actually. And then, yeah, like, so 4 of them are matte, and then the last 2, there's like a pearlized gold and a pearlized creamy color. So you can mix and match those. Mm-hmm. So you've got an eye palette. So maybe I'll show you volume 1 while we're at it.
And I really like how not only is it, I'm like a book geek, I love books.
You do.
So
like books.
I love how it's made almost like a book, like if you've ever bought a series of book like The Hunger Games or something, it comes in like a case of several.
Yeah, collection.
And so it's like 3 different ones,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all organized by like step by step, which one to do first and last. Mm-hmm. And they're in like dark brown, light brown, lighter brown, which I just think is really fun. And like the attention to detail is marvelous,
I love that you pointed that out. All right, so there's eye palettes that have 8 eyeshadows.
This one's the lip and cheek, so it's like a cream blush and lipstick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and these are so versatile. So there's a separate, I don't know if you can tell, but there's like a separate plastic. These 2 are powder on the right, and then the others are cream. And like Reese said, like there's no rules in makeup, right? So you can use them. They're multi-purpose. You can put them on your cheeks, your eyes, your lips, whatever excites you that day. So that was volume 2. I'm featuring volume 1 just to give you a closer look at the colors. So you can see how the 2 on the end are powdered and they have a little shimmer, and the other ones are cream. So these are brand new. I didn't want to show you the ones I'm using because they're not as beautiful and clean and crisp. All right, last palette in the volume of palettes here.
This one is face, so it's like contour, concealer, highlighter, which highlighter is a really big thing.
Yeah, there's 2 highlighters at the end. Well, they're more of like a glowy highlighter, but you also, sometimes if I'm in a rush, I don't even use a setting powder. Usually I do, but if I'm using to contour this, you could contour or use it as a little bit of a bronzer depending on your skin tone. And then use the light kind of in the T part, like under your eyes, down the middle of your face. So you could almost set your makeup with these also. And then those 2 more shimmery sort of, I guess I should follow suit and show you all of the.
Yes, and one of my
colors.
favorite things about it is being inclusive and colors and stuff for makeup is really important to like everybody, and it's pretty much been important, but it hasn't really been a big thing brought to too many people's attention until recently. And I should probably show it again now that I pointed out. I love how all of it is like a contour, but they took the time to have a contour for most of every skin shade that there is. And the best thing is if you're really dark, you can use this one as a contour, and then you can use like this one as a concealer or vice versa. So I like how there's a lot of inclusivity in it.
Yeah, that's a great, that's a very conscious decision. Motives as a brand is very focused on that. So I love the packaging. I love that there's something for everyone, like Reese said. So these are really like, I use both, and a lot of people in the chat are saying like they'll mix and match them. So, but honestly, it's $80 retail for 3 palettes. Like that's an incredible price. I do want to say, while I'm thinking of it, that this is shop week on shop.com. So Reese is like, it's because we didn't talk about this, but one thing I'm going to show you some products that we have on special, but also I want you to know that if you're using a MasterCard, when you check out, you get 20% off your whole order. So that's super exciting. And it's not, I copied like what the direction is on using MasterCard. So it's use your MasterCard with click to pay at checkout to get 20% off your order. So it's just a system through MasterCard where you're kind of registering your card. And then it makes the checkout process more efficient in the future when you're using the click to pay. So anyway, I'm super excited to tell you guys that. I hope you have a MasterCard that you can use this week. If you don't, maybe apply for one, because 20% off is a big deal, especially if you're getting a skincare system and essentials collection. That'll add up, and that 20% off is going to make a big difference for you. And also, again, hopefully you're learning something that's good for you or someone that but don't forget gift giving, because I feel like Mother's Day is right around the corner, but I do feel like many people have trouble shopping for moms in their life. And I think any of these beauty products that we're showcasing tonight, the reason that we picked what we did is they're things that everybody would have success using, see results that they love. And, the products, like Reese was saying, are for everybody, right? So it doesn't matter your age, your ethnicity, your skill level of using products, right? So everyone likes to be treated. So maybe we should talk about what we're drinking.
Sure, I can talk about that. Some people want the link for the palettes.
Oh,
yes.
Thank you, madame. Thank you.
So we are drinking these brand new teas. I was so excited when they came out because I'm like a big book and tea person, like nerdy like that, right? And they came out with a bunch of teas. The one that we're drinking right now is the Bounce Belly tea.
Yeah, good.
Yes.
Good taste test there.
It's just.
She didn't even know what I made her. Almost every night we have our tea together. So I put the kettle on, and then I'm like, what do you want tonight? And sometimes we have different ones, and sometimes we don't. Essentials collection. Here we go.
But there's several different ones. The ones that we're drinking right now is a collection of herbs specifically put together to help with like bloating, honestly, because a lot of girls and a lot of people have like, they're a little insecure with bloating and just stuff like that. And a lot of things similar to detox teas were a really big thing for a while. And this is definitely along the lines of that. And it's kind of like the beauty blend, but it's herbal, which I just think is really cool. And I always found herbology and things like that really interesting. And although this is the one we're drinking, there's a lot of other teas, such as the well-being tea. Students for your well-being, I know.
Well, I love that you brought up that
This
I'm
is
just
definitely for
looking at-
digestive systems.
Yeah. Let's look at the key ingredients. So with the Balanced Belly, it has organic, these are all organic, by the way, and these are like functional herbs. They're very high quality teas. Orange hibiscus, organic orange peel, organic fennel seed, rose hips, licorice root, nettle leaf, lemon balm, dandelion root. We were just talking about dandelions at dinner.
It is very good for your kidneys and your liver.
Oh yeah, you're so smart. Lemongrass, olive leaf, marshmallow root, cardamom seeds. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And amla berries. Anyway, you can look at all of that on the description, but how amazing is that formula? So I do love the Balanced Belly tea, and Reese did a great job explaining it. So back to the well-being tea, I just wanted to tell, do you want to tell? So the well-being tea, I love the, it's very smooth. It's, a little pepperminty, and also you can mix the teas. So we'll do that a lot of times. So the well-being tea is supposed to kind of like bring you down a little bit, right? So maybe if you tend to go for a glass of wine at night, if you're trying to find a different alternative, this might be something that you could be your go-to. So let's look at well-being tea.
It's soothing.
This is BOGO, okay, the well-being tea, and you can stack your deals because you can get that 20% off with MasterCard. But the link that I'm sharing, or if you guys just go back to the first link I shared, it's that virtual list that has all the products in there. But the well-being tea is buy one, get one. So if I had to pick a favorite, I think I would probably say the well-being tea is my favorite, but I do love them all.
I like the Balanced Belly too.
Yeah, that's like your go-to. All right, so well-being has so many great ingredients. Red rooibos, saying that right. Ginger root, lemon peel, spearmint leaf, ashwagandha root, chaste tea berries, licorice root, raspberry leaf. These are all organic as well. And the price point's insane. They come in an eco-friendly bag. So not as fancy and exciting packaging as say the Essentials collection, but we can appreciate that it's affordable and it's eco-friendly.
Here's one of the tea bags. They're like, they almost remind me of like tissue paper in a way, but it's definitely good for filtration. And when we first got these, I was worried. I was like, oh, like those look cheap. What if like herbs fall out? I have had so many of these, and all the herbs stay intact and they stay filtered really nicely, and it's great.
That's a good point. They are all product classifications, like which this should be an obvious, but unfortunately it's not always the case with teas. But it is gluten-free, no detectable GMOs, vegan, and then it's checked for heavy metals, microbiological contaminants, allergens, residual solvents, all this purity and identity. No, it says residual. I don't know. You don't have to be smart. You could just drink the product, and maybe you're better at pronouncing.
Residual solvents.
I do love it cold also, Marie. I don't have my glasses on, but that is a good point. So I have like a little iced tea maker, so I will put these teas in the iced tea maker. And well-being, I do think, is the best one cold. And you don't even have to add anything to it. The other one that we have, so we got like, so I have all these jars on my coffee bar, is immunity. Immunity. So I guess we can't leave immunity out. So I guess I should talk about immunity. But that might take too long to pull up the link.
Immunity is great. Let's leave it at that.
It's great.
It's amazing.
Your immune system.
Take my word for it.
Okay, we have a lot going on here. All right, I was like hoping my husband would be home so he could share the links with you all, but he's not. So I'm left here all myself doing all of this. All right.
Yourself.
Well, I mean like
Got it.
I'm very happy you're taking the time to be with me. All right. Maybe I should give you these for helping me tonight too, because she doesn't have these new brush sets yet, but these are 50% off. And like any form of art, a good set of brushes makes all the difference. So, oh my gosh, you guys have to get these. So Reese has the Essential Complexion collection so let me put the link here. So in that there is, first of all, I'm obsessed. seriously obsessed with that foundation brush. I've used so many different foundation brushes. I've used beauty blenders, this, that, the other thing. Nothing comes close to this brush. It's just amazing. And I'm gonna send you the link now.
I'm trying to show you
What else
how
is in
they're
there?
angled.
There's a foundation brush. There is a powder brush, of course. There is, oh, that one that you have there. You can use this with, the contour powders that Reese was talking about. You can put your highlighter, your blush. It's very super, super versatile. I feel like I see people do this when they showcase these.
I did.
Oh, well, maybe that's where I learned it.
I definitely want to show how the brushes are angled and colored, because you can tell all of them are kind of constructed different ways. Like, for instance, this brush definitely has a lot more compactness to it. Like, it's a very stern brush. I'm assuming this is the foundation brush, yeah. And it's slightly, ever so slightly angled. You can kind of see here, and that's good because if you're putting it on this way or this way, you can have the point facing the other way, and it kind of just helps sculpt it, put it on more
that's true.
smoothly. This one is highlighter. This is really good if you want like a really big shimmer like that. And you can tell that it's angled upwards, so it almost goes this way. And it's much less compact, so it kind of goes on like you're dusting. This is powder. Yes, this is much less compact than all of them, because again, you're just kind of dusting. So
Love it. Good job.
oh, and they're dark, which is nice because a lot of times past brushes, lovely, but they're always colored like gray or white, and it's hard for people or anybody who really has foundation, but especially people with darker skin. You're just going to like stain all your brushes, and they're all gonna be dirty, and it's not appealing. So when they're originally dark, it's easier to like not stain it.
They look nicer, and they seem like they hold up better. She's like, let me see that there's an eye. Okay, and by the way, I love the packaging, because you can, when I travel, I'll just like put my little bottle of foundation in here, and then that's like everything you need. So when I travel, you're using your essentials collection, put your foundation inside your cup of brushes. Then we have this cup of eye brushes where you can put also your eyeliner and your mascara in that. So
Wait till we get these.
and sure. In honor of your birthday and helping me tonight. Well, I was like, wait, do I get these? So I did put the link to the eye brushes there. We have a lot of content on social media if you want to check out how to use them, all that good stuff. But I do love them. By the way, shop week, these deals are only this week. So if I know I don't personally do this, but it's probably smart. And I know a lot of people who start Christmas shopping already, they do it like all year long. So also maybe think about that. The last thing from our cosmetic collection I wanted to note, because we did go on a little spring break adventure, and the one thing that you kept taking from my arsenal was my lip kit. So we have these lip kits. There's, I don't know, maybe 5 different shades. I'm not entirely sure. You can check it out online. But for those of us that aren't like, experts with makeup, I love that the pencil matches the lipstick, right? And the pencils are really nice and creamy. They're not drying. And the same thing with the lipstick. I find they have the lipstick has a very natural finish. Meaning it's not, that's the color I have on tonight, actually, meaning it's not super glossy, but it's not matte. It's just sort of like a classic lipstick. And everybody has, their preferences, but I love this color. So the collection is Romance. So again, it comes together, the lip liner and the lipstick. I like the collection Romance. There's one Dare to Bear if you like more of a nude. And then there's some really fun pops of color as well if you want to embrace that.
Purplish wild color.
Yeah.
Should we do
okay? We're making our way through my whole entire pile here.
Yeah, we've got a mound.
Whatever you want to show next. You
So
will have it.
after it's the end of the day, I come back from school. Good joke going around, which it's like a little trendy joke. If you want to have a little trendy joke to know. A lot of people talk about school air, and because after a long day at school, 8+ hours, everyone's like tired. You went through all these different classes, and you're tired. Your makeup smudged, and everyone teases that the school air just comes and like ruins your makeup, you know?
Probably something to that.
Probably. Anyhow, you know, you come back, the school air destroyed your makeup. You're like all droopy. You're excited to like wash your face. And a big thing for me is refreshing with the volcanic mask. I really like this because a lot of people feel refreshed from sheet masks. We'll touch base on both of these, but I actually like using the volcanic mask if I want to be like refreshed and rejuvenated. Which is funny because it's an exfoliant. It's a chemical and a physical exfoliant because it has little what's it called, like
like little beads. Well, it's like a clay.
Yeah, it's a clay, like a volcanic mask. And so when you wash it off and when you put it on, it kind of has a little bit of texture to physically like get rid of some dead skin, but also it's a chemical exfoliant, which means it like deeply cleans your skin.
Kind of detoxifies.
And that's really nice because when you put it on, it's a little bit tingly, but then when you wash it off, you just feel like it feels so cool and cold and refreshing. I really like that, especially for the summertime, you know, you're at a beach house after a long day at the beach. Whatever.
My love language. You are really diligent about that mask. I need to get better about it, but
2 times a week if you're asking.
Yeah, often she's using that. And do you want to show them the skincare brushes or?
Oh, they're over here.
If you want to really like do something nice for yourself, you could invest, or this is a great gift if you're not sure skincare items for someone. Get them this skincare brush set. It's really beautiful. And there is a brush in there to apply a mask should you fancy applying it that way.
And it's silicone, so it's not a physical brush. It's like almost like a wiper.
The mask one is silicone.
And it doesn't absorb any of the mask.
And by the way, a little bit goes a long way of this, right?
Yes, definitely.
But you do want to put enough on that, like you said, as it dries, it'll tingle. So it'll detoxify. And then when you rinse it off, like she was saying, because of the texture, you can kind of go in circle motions and exfoliate as you're rinsing off. So it does both.
And the brushes, the cleansing one, you can't really see it. I don't want to take it out of the bag because there's like a little zip tie. Point being, the cleansing brush has like
it's texture.
Try this.
You can take it out if you like.
Cleansing brush, because I can't think of the word.
By the way, this is 50% off for shop week. So add it to your cart. We all do that, right? Just add all the things to your cart, and then you can skinny it down at the end of the night if you need to. But it's crazy that this is $26 retail, normally $52.95. So that's a 50% savings on this volcanic mask. It's an amazing gift because this is great if people have really set. In fact, I think I saw Auntie Shelley's on. And I was nervous to have her try this because it's such a results-driven mask and it has all these incredible ingredients, and she has very sensitive skin. And so I was like nervous that maybe one of the ingredients might irritate her skin, not because the product's not amazing, but just because her skin tends to be reactive. And this product has become one of her favorites. And so note that like this whole line is designed for sensitive skin. So don't be afraid to try the product. It's really there to help heal your skin.
This is the cleansing brush, and this darn light, it's so bright that you can't really tell that there's texture. But there's like little like nubs, I guess you could say, like not spikes, but as close as spikes can get with like a fuzzy brush. It's very soft, but it has like little nubs. So when you're washing your face, you can put the cleanser on your face, then you rub in circular motions, and it really like cleanses, but it doesn't like hurt, I guess you could say.
It's not too
abrasive. It's very soft, and it's really nice. You wash it first, normally, to get all your makeup and stuff off. At least that's what I like to do. And then you use the brush to like deep clean your face and your pores. Because, you know, it's a brush, so everything's going to get cleaned out. All your pores are going to get cleaned out. It's going to be very nice. Now, let's see if I can get this out. Got it. This is a moisturizing brush. It has a tilt. And it almost has an indent. Because it's a good question. Why do they have that? That's probably something I should look into.
I don't know.
I'm assuming because when you're wiping it on your face, there's probably going to be some that's not absorbed into your skin. So it kind of funnels into a little pocket, if I had to guess. But it's very nice. You use this to put on the foundation. Oh my gosh, no. Moisturizer. And it's really nice because actually a big thing with like skincare is that if you're using your hands, a lot of the skincare products get absorbed into your hands. So that's why it's really nice to have brushes because they don't absorb anything. Then there's the brush. This is the silicone one. It's not really a brush at all. Yeah, this is to put on the mask because it doesn't take any of the mask. It just spreads it. It almost reminds me of a flimsy butter. And then we've got a treatment one, which you can use for a vitamin C serum. So it's not going to be easy to get out of here. Okay. Then we've got the treatment one. This one is like rougher in texture than the rest of them. It almost reminds me of a plain makeup brush. And it's much more like, it's like a blush brush, but it's for treatment. So it's easier for it to penetrate through, if that makes any sense.
You made such a good point where you're going to use less product and your skin's going to absorb more because your fingers aren't going to be absorbing it. Also, it's a more sanitary way to using too, but it also just feels really nice. So yeah, great job.
And one more thing.
Oh, Haley wanted to showcase that one, I think.
Putting that away.
I promised our youngest is 6. Hurricane Haley, many of you know her. She was dying to do this with us. And I said, if she's really good, she can come down because she wanted to showcase a product.
Should I text?
Sure. And then, okay, I think I was very organized with my notepad of how the list and the order of how I wanted to showcase everything, but I didn't follow my list. And the table is chaotic, if you all could see. So I'm like, I think we went through everything except kind of personal care, if you will, meaning like a shower gel that I love. I know you are excited to talk about this new volumizing shampoo. I'll let you have that.
Okay. So this is really nice because my hair is up right now, which is a shame because you can't really tell. But my hair is curly like my mother's now. So a big thing was that now that it's kind of getting curlier, it's hard to get volume because my hair was like, it was just straight like as a kid, and then I got wavy and then I got coily, and it's just crazy. And I think a lot of even adults with this just struggle with having proper volume. Which is important because a lot of people like definition in their curls, but they still want it to have volume. Which means like big and just voluminous, just that
we don't want it like
style.
weighed down and heavy.
Yeah, and it's even good for straight hair too, because it really gives you that salon like big like blowout nice hair. Anyway, it is a shampoo and conditioner. So it's really nice because I just use it as a shampoo and then put on a protein conditioner, which I really like protein conditioners because they strengthen your curls in case you're trying to get your curls back after straightening them for a lot of time. A lot of people struggle with getting the curls back, and they're always focused on moisturizing their hair or like, making it like softer. But that's really not the case. If you want your curls to come back, which is a new trend, actually, a lot of people are stopping to straighten their hair. I highly recommend it. And they're making their hair curly again, but it's hard because your hair gets so much damage that it's hard for it to be like nice and not frizzy anymore. And that's when protein conditioner comes in really nicely, is it strengthens your curl so it comes back into a nice curl. Once you're done with the protein thing, this is really nice. And it's for thick hair because I know a lot of people struggle with thick hair, and this is very nice for thick hair, and it's almost like watery, so it's easy to like put into your hair because a lot of products or a lot of shampoos can be thick and it's hard to work through your whole head when you have thick hair. But this is super easy to because it's a very like light formula.
It also helps people who have finer hair become more thick and voluminous. And add volume, like Reese was saying. So it's great for both textures of hair. I actually am very, very fine hair. It has a lot of texture to it, but it's really fine, whereas yours is like really thick. So we both love it. And that is a good point about the texture. Oh, the scent. We both love the scent. Fun fact, you should also shampoo your hair twice. Sort of like we were saying with your face, like wash your face once to get rid of all the stuff. Same thing with your hair. If you wash your hair once, that's really just getting like all the product that's built up in your hair. Or this time of year, if you struggle with allergies, like my son's having a really hard time with allergies. So every night I'm like, not only wash his face, but go shower, shampoo your hair, get all that like pollen out of your hair, right? But anyway, so once to get everything out of there, and then wash it again to, to really get those ingredients to work in your hair. So that's the shampoo, and then Reese referenced we're like embarrassed because both of our conditioners are at the bottom, so they're not great to showcase, but that just shows you how much we love it. But this tri-protein conditioner from Royal Spa is amazing. So I love the Royal Spa line. There's also this incredible bath and shower gel that has vitamin
I've
B.
had that since I was a kid.
Yeah, so I love this. So if you want to kind of embrace that whole collection, you can.
Oh,
Um,
that's my phone.
So one more thing, and then Haley, you can tell us all about the mask that you wanted to share. Reese, I know you're obsessed with this After Sun Glow and Renew.
Love that.
This is also
sparkly.
buy one, get one, and then you can also get your 20% off with Shop Week and MasterCard. But this After Sun Glow and Renew is an incredible product. It's super moisturizing. So it has a little bit of a kind of glow or glisten to it. It's not like a self tanner. It won't stain your clothes. But it does have, it's really, really pretty. So it has Aquacell in it, which is this combination of fruit extract. So it's super moisturizing, but it gives you kind of like that nice healthy glow. There's also ingredients and additives that help when you have a little color from the summer and you want that color to last longer. That's why it's called After Sun Glow and Renew. But honestly, it's great in the winter too, because when your skin's really dull, this is really beautiful. So for sure, one of our household favorites, and you should stock up because again, it's buy one, get one. And I have a direct link here. All right, Haley, you have been the best girl tonight. Thank you for being such a good listener.
She's obsessed
She has
with
her
her
robe on, Auntie Shelly, from your wedding. She got her robe
it's
on
making
for
me face.
spa night. Okay.
I am rich.
You're rich in love. Okay. First of all, can we put her down? Your little
Yeah.
whatever. Okay.
Okay.
Did
Here,
you
I'll
wanna-
hold her.
Do you want to open the do you want me to open the face mask for you?
And put it on.
So this is the last thing that we wanted to talk about, and she wanted to actually show you how we use it. Because if you're wanting to do some self-care and indulge in like a nice, girls' night in, which we do often.
Haley.
Not right now, baby Kate, see yourself. So we'll do our tea, we'll do our skincare routine, and then we like to use face masks and use, you could even use rollers, right? We have a jade roller too. So
By the way, guys, you're on my candy claw machine. Yeah,
true
you're
story.
Using that as a proper
Stand.
upper.
A proper upper for the laptop. We're using her
Yes.
candy claw machine, so she's getting distracted by the M&Ms.
So Haley, tell us.
Did you want to tell us about this or no?
I do.
Okay, so what do you like about this? First of all, it smells so good.
So-
Mother.
Okay, sorry, not talking. The floor is yours, Hannah.
Okay.
You share.
So we always say that the face mask is rolling, right?
All right, Haley, what do you like about it? I'm gonna put the link in the chat,
I really,
and then we're gonna say goodnight.
I like it because like it's really nice to feel on your skin, and like about it is like it's good for your skin. It has a lot of refreshment in it. It smells good. You can't brag about it. I just can't.
That is awesome. Great job. It's very refreshing. That's
Haley.
true. All right, I'm putting
And
the
Tyrese
link here.
and Ty and girl Tyrese never never
Haley just got this new
before.
stuffed animal because Reese has.
I don't pull my hair.
So this sheet mask is also offered at, Haley, did you want to be a big girl and help out, or do you want to go back upstairs? Okay, then be a big girl. So this is also 50% off, this sheet mask. So there's 2 moisture intense sheet masks in one box. So they're great for sharing. They are on sale for $30, normally $61.50, and they do have almost an ounce of product. So they're, obviously nice and hydrating, right? So you want to make sure that you cleanse your skin. You can tone and then do the sheet mask, and then you can peel the sheet mask off and then put your moisturizer on top. Okay, so that's typically how I like to use. Okay. That's typically how I like to use sheet mask. So we'll hang out for another minute if anybody has any questions.
I
I'll
shall answer questions. Y'all can say the
Reese is gonna- Reese or Haley, you have to stay right there. You can't go any further back. Okay,
Haley, I love you, but you're flashing everyone, babe.
He's coming undone, child. So this is how it's kind of a process to unwrap the mask, but this is how it stays nice with all of the serum on it, okay? So it's one giant sheet mask, you lay it on your skin and you peel the plastic off. So we'll do that when we're done since you are so helpful. Okay, would you like me to put it on? Okay, we're gonna put it on Haley.
Oh my goodness.
So-
that's good.
Get your sheet mask, get some hot tea.
I never tried.
Those
this.
are great gifts for Mother's Day.
Is there any questions on anything whatsoever?
Reese would love to answer your
sit down.
question. This
Yeah.
is a process and a half.
Ow, my
um,
shoulder. My bone.
Your bone.
Who wants to give Tyrese a few YouTube likes?
We're not
Not
on
on
YouTube,
YouTube.
Haley. All right, here, Haley, let's put your mask on and say thank you for joining us. We
Thank
hope
you.
everybody learned
Thanks, Jen.
something.
We
You have to sit down. You have to sit down.
we hope that everybody loves this product and
Maybe this will make her
and my plushie.
product and the plushie.
She has a lovely closing paragraph.
And now I'm gonna go get some tea.
All right, I'll share my tea with you. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much. Happy early Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Chase is checking, like, do we need reinforcements? But anyway, have a great night. This was fun to do together, and we'll check back, Reese, we'll check back in the chat later to see if anyone had any questions come through on Facebook.
Have a nice night.
Good night.
JB.